The cage is, in my eyes, is just an exhibition of just pure strength. If you just look back at the past history, when I say strength, at least for my own background, what I focus most on is mental strength, because we have lifters from men, women, different weight classes, different backgrounds, different specialities, but it's always how far can they push themselves to the absolute limit. So it's just an exhibition of just pure mental and physical strength.
The cage is like nothing else. It's very kind of hard to describe until you witness it. Everybody says, they have a booth, go to the animal booth. It's not a booth. It's an experience completely different than anything else. Loud music, people doing real lifts. You got to meet the athletes, and they weren't behind a big line, they weren't behind a desk. We broke those walls down.
The animal cage is unique in that it's always been kind of driven by the lifters themselves. There's an element of just allowing the animal athletes or the lifters to have free reign of kind of like what's going to happen in the cage.
There's no rules, there's no boundaries, it's just them and the weights. Emotions run high, adrenaline runs high, everything, it's just they leave it all out there, and it's a place where they can showcase their true strength.
The fans being like right there, the walls shaking. I still have kind of that blackout, but almost a little bit of like a serene feeling of being in the moment, but also like my body's just like doing the lift, but at the same time kind of thinking about, I guess, my whole journey to be in the cage and just how I got here. And it's almost like my body and mind are like separate, and the hype is you can't even describe it. It's amazing.
When I started with Animal, the first cage I was at was 2013. And, I've been to probably 8 or 9 where I've participated. And so, for that to be a big number, but to be, less than half of the 20 that have taken place, I think that's just a testament to just the kind of the tradition that the animal lifters have put forward for decades now, literally.
When you stand up from your chair and there's people as far as the eye can see in all 4 directions, and you look out there and you see people looking up to you, look out there, you see friends and clients and family members out there cheering you on. I don't think you're able to fail, to be honest with you.
People don't understand the limit. And I truly don't think there is one, but they are doing things that rip muscle from bone. They are risking major injuries. They are doing things that human beings shouldn't be able to do. There is no shortcut to being able to accomplish something like that. It's years and years of hard work, dedication, training, and in reality, it's years of pain.
The cage has always been something of, I feel like almost like a rite of passage, or even it could be a passing of the torch in some ways, because it's unlike the competitions that I do where either anybody can sign up or sometimes they're very, very hand-picked. With the cage, all you have to do is kind of get animals' attention, show them your potential, and that gives you that opportunity to come out and showcase it in front of an amazing crowd.
I've only lifted in one cage. That was last year. That was my first Arnold experience as well. It was incredible. I think last year was the first year the cage has been back. Being able to prove myself is I was very new as an athlete, and I'm also the youngest athlete. So to be able to, prove myself and to show up at the cage and to have such a large crowd and have some fans, that was super humbling.
It's gotten physically bigger. We used to just have one booth, now it's 2 booths. We share the aisle. And we've definitely expanded. Years ago, it was just powerlifters. Now we have strongman, strong women. We didn't have women lifted to the cage until 2018. So that's changed and evolved in a tremendous way, and it's a great thing because there's so many great female athletes. So it's bigger and better.
It's never the same every year. It's different lifters, different events. You can't experience it on a screen. You have to experience it in person.
How much can you really say about a product when you're in 100,000 plus square foot space among all these other brands? It has to be about a lot more than that. And as time goes on, you come to realize that really, really good brands, rather than talk about their products, they talk about what their products are a means to, right? And when you see guys in the cage raw bench pressing nearly 800 pounds or squatting 1,000 pounds, you realize that the products are vital, but they're a part of a much bigger picture and a much bigger culture. When you look at the cage and you see people lined up 6, 8, 10 people deep to watch these guys, every single person who watches that walks away with something.
So from going from the outside of the cage to actually being in it, running it, seeing the whole show from the inside, it's totally different. Like, credit to the entire team at Animal. Like, this could not be done without every single person on the team. It really goes to show how much goes into this every single year.
Animal did a really great job with the cage this year. Everything from the layout to the athletes, okay, that they booked for the cage. I mean, these are world-class athletes, and it's important to the brand. It's important to the fans, the followers, and the athletes who are gonna compete. It just belongs.
It really is a big undertaking, and I know it's something that Steph takes very personally. This takes an entire year of planning, whether it's where the athlete's coming from, their flights, you know, what's the cage gonna look like, what's the merch booth gonna look like, what products are we gonna bring, what's the marketing plan gonna be. You know, everyone's all hands on deck, and how Steph somehow puts it all together is absolutely incredible.
When we're building and putting the cage on, fans are always top of mind. We want them to have the best experience. We want them to experience the cage at the fullest potential, and they can come in the cage, lift, watch. It's just, overall, it's always to make sure that the fans get the experience that they come here for, and we always deliver. Selecting the roster every year is different. I think my goal with the cage roster is always to get new faces.
I'm just looking for like a little bit of diversity in the sports, because there's powerlifting, there's strongman. So we're looking to mix it up, keep it interesting, and just people who have the biggest numbers. We
brought back some fan favorites from last year to put on a great show for the 20th year. But I think it's always about building these athletes up and giving them a platform to showcase who they really are.
We've had so many great lifters over the years, but John Hack is probably one of the best ever to do it and to be in a cage. Him and Dan Green, I love watching both of those guys lift. And what's cool about them, they're just very humble, quiet guys, but they're incredible athletes.
The coolest thing I've seen in the cage was last year when Ken Cooper closed out Sunday doing the SBD medley. It was like one man, 1 ton. He lifted like 2,100 pounds within 2 minutes. And everybody was just going nuts, just shaking the cage. The DJ speaker fell over. It was a good show.
I really liked last year where Julius benched 740 pounds. He is, I think, the heaviest raw bench presser of all time. And to be able to see almost pretty much my deadlift weight pressed off of his chest just like it was nothing was extremely motivating to me. And his energy is incredible. I love great energy, and he brings a whole crew around him.
So probably my favorite memory from the cage was a lift that Sam Bird did. He did a no-hand squat. So it's a free weight squat, the bar's on his neck, but no hands. He goes down and comes up, and it was maybe like, I don't remember exactly, but 600 or 600 plus pounds, which is just like mind-boggling to think about.
The 900-pound beltless deadlift by Dan Green is my favorite. But the craziest one of all time was when we had the deadlift off between Rob and Forsaken Warrior. And I believe it was around 600 pounds on the bar, something like that.
And they were going back-to-back deadlifting, not stopping. I believe it went over 2 hours. I don't even remember, but literally they would not stop, to the point where Forsaken Warrior had his calluses ripped off.
Rob went to the hospital with rhabdo. People will push themselves further than any limit than they would in their competition or anything in that animal cage. So that's definitely the craziest moment in the cage that I've ever witnessed. 20 years, who knows what the next 20 will bring.
The cage is not just the animal cage to me anymore. It's literally where Will proposed, and it's something that I'll never forget. And having, you know, my whole team there and Arnold, it's just super special and I'll never forget it.
Proposing in the cage was awesome. It was something that took a good amount of planning. The only person that knew at Animal was Rudy. It was probably 2 weeks before we're about to fly out and he goes, "Will, guess what?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Arnold's coming to the cage at 1 o'clock on Saturday." I was like, "All right, that's it. That's when we're doing it." So the real question is Arnold gonna officiate the wedding? Because that's what everyone asked for. So maybe, who knows, maybe 2026 Cage will have a wedding and set another epic moment in history.
You just don't know what to expect. I think every single day is a must-see for if you're here in Columbus.
To be here for the 20th Cage is very, very, very special, especially that I'm able to be a part of it. It makes me a little bit emotional. It brings back some great feelings. I'm stoked to be involved. It's a very special thing, and to me, it's brought back a lot of emotions just walking back into the expo hall that I put, you know, so much time and effort in, and to be side by side with the people that I appreciate and respect means a lot.
Seeing Animal kind of evolve over the years and the evolution of the cage, and the cage has become kind of something of a monster. Everybody knows the cage. No one is doing what Animal is doing in that expo.
In the cage, it's really nice because you can actually kind of take a moment to observe your surroundings and see all the fans yelling, and it kind of reminds you of your journey getting into the cage.
It's not like you're just getting in there because you have a big Instagram following or you have, like, you know, an image. The people who get in there and lift, they've kind of created a bit of a reputation for themselves just through their lifting. And, you know, most of the people I see lift either already have the respect of a lot of the lifters in there, or they, you know, they're good enough where even if they're sort of a relative unknown, they're gaining the respect of those people.
Stepping back into the cage, the feelings that you get, the electricity, the emotions, it gives you so much energy. It pumps you up. You know, everybody's watching, everybody's listening, and I've been on the microphone announcing, and it's like, it's electric. It's really like, it's hard to put it into words, and even if you watch a video, you need to see it in person. You need to experience it and to be there. People are hanging on the outside of that cage just watching, like laser focused on everything. I can't tell you how many people have hit me up over the years. Hey, how do I get in the cage? How do I lift in the cage? I mean, hundreds of people. Everybody wants to be a part of it. It's so known, like in this lifting universe, as being the best exhibition event. If this is your first time coming to the cage, you need to obviously see the lifting events. That's awesome, whether you're seeing it from the outside of the fence on the big screen or you get inside the cage, which is cool. But really come and talk to the people that work for Animal, the athletes. Everybody's so passionate about it. It's not just a job. These guys live it, they love it. They want to help you in your fitness journey. It's not just a business to Animal, it's much more than that.
When you're able to push yourself to a limit that most people don't seem to be physically possible, it brings out something else within you, right? You realize that you're capable of so much more. Animal is one of the coolest brands. It's a family.
20 years in the cage.
20 years of the cage.
20 years in the cage.
20 years of the cage.
20 years in the cage.
20 years at the cage, 20 strong.